Hi, good afternoon. I'm conscious that I have to compress my presentation from 20 minutes to about 10 minutes or less. And secondly, there's an important plenary session after this and also gala dinner. So I don't want you to, to hang around too long here. But it's very important to listen to my message. I promise you it's not going to be technology intensive like just now. It's going to be low tech. One of the most important thing I observe, in going around Southeast Asia is that the SME sector is often a sector that's overlooked by whether solution vendor or even banks, insurance companies, and so on, because their needs are really not met. But it's very important, looking at all statistics that you have, that by all measures, SME contribute to a very significant part of ASEAN economies. If you look at the left-hand side, on your left-hand side, I mean, if SME number of establishment and total employment accounts for up to 90% there, the statistics on GDP and share of total export doesn't jive. If we really power the SMEs' capabilities and connections and the intangibles that they can produce, they should be contributing to at least half the GDP and at least more than half the exports as well. So think about this. What are the issues in terms of complex issues that a typical SME face? I have experience doing a business in the insurance claims for about 6,000 workshops in ASEAN. And some of the issues that they tell me are these ones in front of you. Firstly, they do face complex regulatory requirements, trade policies, and even policies that the MNCs who are insurers impose upon them. They have to fill in lots of compliance forms. They have to fill in lots of information to those businesses that they serve. So they're constrained by that. But the other parts, like adoption of technology and access to credit and information asymmetry, is by the nature of the SME, they are unable to access these technologies, credit, and information easily because they just don't have the resources, the manpower, as well as the investment to overcome these barriers. So how are we going to help them overcome all these barriers? The other thing is that to bear in mind, this is another set of statistics, that if you look at SME, their role in terms of production network, trade, and e-commerce, even though they account for a lot of employment, a lot of coverage in terms of businesses, their share of the trade, their role in the production network, and also playing in the e-commerce is very, very tiny by comparison. So I think all these things can be solved by addressing the whole ecosystem problem, not one SME at a time, but the whole SME ecosystem. One aspect which is my favorite topic is in the area of financing and financial services. If you look at typical SMEs, when you interview them, most of their financial resources, financing resources, they would get it through their own network of people. And even with the, some people claim that there are a lot of banks in Southeast Asia. Even with the number of banks that we have and development financial institutions, the penetration is still quite low. And especially when you look at micro SMEs, not the bigger size SMEs, but the micro SMEs, the penetration is even lower. And in the area of payment, you would expect with so many payment ecosystems and payment facilitation, you would think that the adoption is very high, but it's still very low. Between 2 to 11% of digital buyers go through that. And partly it's because of the cost of doing that, and secondly, secure access to e-payment systems. So what I like to propose in the last two charts is also maybe for the next plenary session people to think about too, is that why don't we look into forming a digital financial services platform for ASEAN SMEs? One aspect of it will be for the micro SMEs to provide alternative e-financing capabilities, whether we do peer-to-peer lending amongst themselves in the ecosystem, or we do crowdfunding for a certain part of the ecosystem. Those should be explored. Apart from the traditional banking and financial services, we need to provide alternative channels, alternative financing arrangement that lower their costs of credit, and also enable them to access credit easier, especially for the micro SMEs. That's one aspect. Second aspect is we've been talking about the ASEAN payment network, and so far it's all still in theory. Nothing has happened there. But I think there's an easy solution to connect. There's already existing payment system existing in each country. Connecting them and enabling the secured connection to the SMEs is not very hard. It's a technologically very easy way of doing it. It's not too hard to do that. But the tougher one to do is actually logistics. I still think that the e-logistics aspect is something to be tackled, and this needs to be tackled both from the informational point of view as well as the physical logistic point of view. Because moving a product from Indonesia to KL sometimes can be more expensive than shipping something from US to KL. And in certain parts of Indonesia, moving a product from one island to another is more costly than moving them to China. So logistics cost is still a very high cost for SME export sector. So I think that the unification of the SME's ecosystem business processes across the entire supply chain within the country and across the border are also important initiatives to address for them. And finally, and this is the questions which maybe the later panel or tonight's discussion, if there are regulators and thought leaders around, you can address to them. It's basically a commitment from regulators and leaders to support, to not only lift the barriers, but to break all the barriers for the SMEs. There's lots of technology available today to disrupt the way we do things. Just like yesterday when I was hearing the pitch sessions, I could easily put together outtake and the gift card and also the digital identity, put all these three technologies to work together seamlessly for the SMEs. And it's already available technology for you to deploy, but we need to deploy it together with the business processes of the small, medium enterprise. And I think there are technology partners in the region, ASEAN-bred and ASEAN-owned technology solution providers, startup companies that we can bring together to effect this transformation. So with that, I'll close my session and leave it to the next panel session to answer all your questions.